Mhm. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Rochelle Shaw, and we're going live with a Google Hangout, hopefully, so that I can help you finish strong and start stronger for 2015. So I got several questions that were emailed to me or texted me over. This is very funny in that I have my screen over here, but I forget that my camera's right here. So you may see me going, hello, how's it going? Or looking this way. So let's just have a good time as we do it. So for just in case you don't know who I am and you got here not on purpose and you just happen to be showing up, my name is Rochelle Shaw. For many years, I was the only female African-American public utility owner in the nation. I built my first business from 300,000 to 36 million. I lost it all after 9/11, and then I rebuilt back my $1 million business in about 5 months. And now I teach entrepreneurs how to build their own $1 million businesses. I am also the money honey for our local Fox 5 affiliate here in Las Vegas. My story's been featured in, I don't know, 30, 40 publications, USA Today, Entrepreneur, Small Business. And just last week, I found out that I am the Yahoo Celebrity Financial Expert. Isn't that fun? So if you go to Yahoo and put in some, you'll see some of the videos from our local Fox 5 that they've now shared with Yahoo and with AOL. So, all right, I'm super excited to help anybody who needs any help with trying to figure out what do they need to do to close this year correctly. How do we make sure that this is no longer just a random kind of allowing things to happen, a reactionary time of the year? So when I look at what's important, and one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make during this time of the year is that they allow their friends and family and the other business owners to tell them that this time isn't important for them. That, you know what, nobody's buying, so it's okay if you sit down. It's okay that you're not promoting. You don't need to do it until January, right? That's not how it works. And actually, it gets worse if you wait until January. So let's talk about, what happens, right? So guess what? By January, if you haven't started implementing, and if you haven't started promoting, and if you don't already have your implementation plan in place, when customers come towards you, you have actually limited the income that you're able to make. And I know for some of you, you say, are you kidding me? What are you talking about, Rochelle? And here, let me just share with you what happens is that if you don't have your plan already ready before you start implementing in your business, if you don't know, then what will happen is the customer, the one who's paying you, will set precedent over your business. And now you will only get the customers who already came, who just kind of randomly got there, not the ones that you set the plan out, the best customers that you really want, the customers that actually can change your business and catapult it from where you are to where you truly want to be. So whether you want to be at around the 6-figure number, if you really want to be at 7 figures, if you want to be at 8 figures, over a 3-year period, we did over $100 million in my phone company. So I understand which level, but if you are not focused and understand what you are supposed to do every single day, you will never get there. Absolutely never, ever get there. All right. So I did say that I was gonna put some notes down because I wasn't just gonna kind of randomly do this. Who knows who is gonna be watching, if we're gonna have some live Q&A. So I wrote down some of the questions that I got before I showed up here today. There is a chat box over there. Here, let's see where my chat box is. And over here on my Q&A. So there are some, a place for you to get questions. So if you'd like to place your questions over to the right, then I would love to answer all of them, help you with whatever you need as we move forward. But it's right over there. This way. That's where it is on my screen. So hopefully that's where it is on your screen too. All right, so here's what I learned from Dr. Phil. Okay, Dr. Phil told me something that was really, really funny as I'm watching a show one day. And in my best Dr. Phil voice, he said, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. I was like, oh, that hurts so bad. And he was talking about someone who was a cheater before. And so he asked the woman, well, why, what's the deal? He's a cheater. You know he's a cheater. So why are you still talking to him? And she said, well, he said he's going to change. And that's when he went into his Dr. Phil voice and said, well, the best predictor for future behavior is past behavior. And I went, wow. So guess what your new year is going to look like? It's going to look like the last new year and the new year before that. The change will not happen in your business until you make a decision. You make a decision that this year is going to be different. That Dr. Phil is wrong. That this year we're going to do something totally different. And what I would really encourage you to do is for you to take this time right now, these next 2 months, these next 8 weeks, and just knock it out of the park in your business. Okay, so that's my Rochelle rant for the day. So just a couple of minutes of me just going, it's time to make some type of change in your business. So right now in Nevada, we are voting on Tuesday, okay, about a brand new tax that they want to put, a margin tax that's 3% on gross profits, on the gross, not on profits. So that's a lot. Okay, they have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on our airways, making sure that we vote no about 3%. Okay, so I want to ask you, and here's your first question. Okay, so you can answer in the chat box. You can tell me yes. You can say, yeah, Rochelle, I get it. But if I was to come to you right now and say that I'm going to add a brand new tax and it's 17%. 17% of every dollar you have to give me, what would you say? I think I happen to know. But what would you say? You'd say, hell no, Rochelle, what the hell is wrong with you? What are you smoking? What you got a pipe? What's your problem? You would never do it. You would absolutely never do it. But here's what I also know. That right now we've got 17% of the year left and you're already saying no. You're already shutting down. You're already looking at the fact that, look, the holidays are coming. Tomorrow is the biggest adult holiday in the United States. Tomorrow, Halloween. And you're ready to stop and go into Thanksgiving and then Hanukkah and then Christmas, and you're willing to just sit back and do nothing. That's 17% of the year. Are you kidding me? Now, they're pissed off about a 3% margin tax. But then you have the nerve to slow down these next 17% of the rest of the year. There's something not right about them. There's something not right. So let's fix that. Okay? Let's fix that with specifically ways that we can take you from where you are, get you positioned for the new year, and make sure that when the new year hits, that you are already off and running, that you already have everything that you need, and that the customers and the flow are coming consistently into your business. Is that fair? Is that something that you want to do? All right, so if you have any questions so far, please feel free to put it in the question box, and I can see that on my screen now. Thank you very much. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer specifically about your business, it's about building $1 million business, about preparing for 2015, about what do I do in these next 2 months to make sure that I can maximize my revenue, then I'm open to answer any of those, and they're right there to the right. But don't let the Dr. Phil stop you. which is the best predictor of your future is your past. I happen to not believe that. Well, I happen to have an amazing past. So getting back to $100 million is truly fun for me. But really what I want to make sure is that you have all the pieces that you need to build your own $1 million business. So when I wrote the $1 million equation, 9 steps to building $1 million business, I truly believe that every business needs to do these 9 steps. And it's up to you how long it takes you. It could take you 6 months. It could take you 6 years. It could take you 60 years. But none of that has to happen if you implement the 9 steps of the $1 million equation. All right, so let's get to a couple of questions that we have. Okay, let's talk about the 3 ways to grow, because I think one of the big mistakes that I see people making is they're trying to create brand new programs and expecting them to work, or brand new implementation schedules and expecting them to work within the next 2 weeks. Okay, that's not going to happen, right? As much as I don't care how much money you throw at it, it's not going to happen immediately. Well, maybe if you got a couple $100,000, if you got that, I would love to help you double it, triple it in the next 2 weeks, okay? But what I want you to start thinking about is in 100-day increments. So I do everything in my business in 100-day increments. This is where I figure out, okay, where I'm at and where I want to be. It's not 30 days. It's not 2 weeks. It's like going on a diet, right? So we all know that I'm a beautiful Zoftic girl. Oh, they are. The gardeners are here, so I will talk louder so that you can hear me. But as a Zoftic girl, ouch, the gardeners, isn't that what always happens? As a Zoftic girl, and during times when it is important to start a diet, what would happen is after 3 days, I'm jumping back on the scale, okay? Because I expect to be at goal weight in 3 days. It's not how it works. That is not how it works, right? It happens after you've been consistent for the time, then you can get on the scale and then you can see where things are better. But if you don't focus and have your 100 days and have your 100 days correctly positioned and written all out, and he's like right outside my window of my office, isn't that fun? Hello, Mr. Man. If you're not correctly positioned, then it's not going to work, okay? So don't think that we're gonna make, $100,000 if you've done nothing over the last 100 days to prepare you for this. I don't care how great your business is. I don't care how great your product is. I don't care how great you are, how great your service is. It all takes time. But what the biggest problem is, you're not really sure what you're supposed to do. So let's talk about the three ways to grow a business, all right? So the first way is to grab a brand new customer, right? So how do you go grab a brand new customer? So here's the biggest challenge that I see with most entrepreneurs is that they suck at this. They don't know how to go get a new customer. So in my book, The $1 Million Equation, I talk about the 85 ways. So what would I suggest is that most of you that are on with me today have the $1 Million Equation. So go to the 87. Ooh, they moved away. Isn't that nice? Thank you. Sorry. All right. Go to the 87 and figure out which ones that you are going to commit to. And that's the one that we're going to implement. All right. If you've got customers, then let's talk about the second way to grow, which is get your customers to spend more every time that they buy from you. Yes. All right. So I give the example all the time of the grocery store. So when you're in the grocery store and you're ready to go down the aisle and you're ready to check out, what's there? The magazines with the powerful headlines. There's gum. There's candy. There's all things that Tic Tacs. There's a nail clipper. Yeah, really, a nail clipper? But Those are last minute items that people buy randomly without thinking. So they are genius for putting them on your way out of the grocery store, because they said, look, if we could get our customers to spend more every time that they're here, this will work. Look, I just bought a brand new car, and guess what? They did the exact same thing. After I was there buying the car, then they sold me the warranty package, the maintenance package, and everything else. So then now I'm not coming to just buy one thing, but they're expanding the way that I buy. Okay, that's number two. The third way to grow your business is get your customer to come back more often, so that you have a store. If you've got a restaurant, if you're in a service business, we have to get that same customer to come back and buy again and again and again. So let's start talking about ways that you can get customers to come back and buy again and again and again. Okay, my hair's all in my head. You would think that they were blowing that blower in here. I don't even have my Beyonce fan on that I normally do my Rochelle Ray on. So I don't know why my hair's all over the place, but it just is today. So let's just accept it with everything else. Let's talk about ways to expand your sale and get customers, when they buy from you, to buy again. How do we do that? Okay. Depending on if you have a product or a service, start thinking about what other product that your customer logically buys. What else is it? Do they also buy, let's say that, oh, hi Cheryl, I see that you are here. And she does jewelry. So if they're coming to buy a necklace, let's make sure that they're buying the earrings that match the necklace. So you want to position them next to each other on the website. You want to make sure that they're in the cases together so that you're now selling them as a set. It's not a one-time purchase. We want to make sure that when they come, that they've now opened up the opportunity for other things that they want to buy. Okay, let's say you have a service, right? And you are an accountant. You can get them to, not only when they come and you do their tax return, but you want to get them to pay what their monthly bookkeeping is, get them to buy that at the same time, hire you as a resident agent so that you can file all of the things for them. Other ways that they can pay you money. If you're not working on those and you only have one product and you sell one product at a time, whoosh, it's a lot of work, and it's going to consistently frustrate you. So even if you're selling workshops, let's say you're a speaker, and you're going to do a workshop for the city, okay, on leadership, let's say. All right. When you sell it, you do not sell one. No, you sell a 3-part series. It's going to increase your revenue dramatically and make sure that now you have more money coming in. You never want to sell one thing. That's a tweetable moment, okay? That's a comment that you should post, that you should tattoo it across your forehead. You never want to sell one thing, because if you start only selling one thing, guess what happens when they've purchased it? Now you have to start all over again. It's like you get fired from a job, you got to go look for another job. So my realtor friends and clients are always frustrated by that. After they sell a house, they say, oh my God, Rochelle, now I have to start all over. Well, here's the deal. You need to sell something other than a house, okay? And you've got to sell other products and services so that the customer continues to need you. As well as, if you keep your implementation consistent and making sure that there is a constant flow of listings and of sales, then that eliminates that. But we can't fix that if you're doing, let's just do one, okay? Most of y'all are starting and stopping. You can't start and stop. You have to consistently go. That's what's wrong with your revenue, is because you start and then you make some money and you stop implementing. You stop everything. So you can't do that. All right, so let's talk about the third way to grow your business, right? The first one is get a new customer. The second way is get your existing customers to spend more while they're with you. Now, the third way is to get your existing customer to come back more often. Okay, so I've got a really big secret for you that nobody likes to share with you, but here it is. Your customers are unsure when they're supposed to come back and do business with you. Well, damn, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Yeah, they're unsure. They don't know. So guess what you are supposed to do? You're supposed to tell them. But if you never tell them, then how do they know that they should be back? So guess what happens when you go get your oil changed? They put the little sticker on your windshield to tell you that it's time to come back. And guess what? They have all of your contact information. So my guy sends me a postcard when it's time for me to come back. Guess what? You should be at your 3,000 mile mark, Rochelle. We can't wait for you. Okay? If I skip it, guess what happens the next month? He sends me a reminder with a discount coupon. Look, there's no reason why you shouldn't come back. We've got a really compelling offer for you. Come back. It's discounted. And now we're going to go ahead and take care of it. But it's up to you to tell your customer when they should come back and pay you. Do you know that you control your income? You control how much money that your business makes. I'm going to let you marinate on that for a minute as I take a drink of water. Right? You get to control how much money your business makes. But what you are doing is you're sitting there reacting, waiting, going, okay, maybe today somebody will walk through the door. Maybe today somebody will email me. Maybe today. So one really great thing, as I said, I was supposed to take a drink, okay, but my head is exploding. I hope that yours is exploding too. One really big thing that you have to do is you can't wait for them to come to you. You have to communicate consistently with them and show them that there's a reason why they should be consistently buying from you. And guess what? If you don't know that, they don't know that. Because they're busy in their lives. They don't know when they're supposed to come back. It's up to you to tell them. All right, I'm gonna take a drink of water and I'm gonna wait for a question to come through. And if you don't have one, then I'm gonna grab my email and I'm gonna grab a question from somebody else. But I can't imagine that you're here with me live. You won't be on the screen. You just type it in there. But I'm here to help you get to wherever you want to go. You don't want to ask a question? All right. I'll just have a good time. I'm going to take my drink of water. It is water. It's not vodka. It's water. All right, I'm waiting for you. So why don't you tell me this? So out of the 3 ways to grow your business, during your 100 days, you can only really focus on one of them, okay? And I like to have a myopic vision during my 100 days that this is the only thing that I work on. So how did I do with even, okay, I'll get to your question in just a second. How do I do that? Is that you have to set your own plans. You get to set what your day looks like. You get to determine how you use your day. So it's just up to you to do that. All right, let's select this question. Selecting the question. It's from Cheryl again. And she says, this is where I'm at. Starting and stopping. Ugh. Starting and stopping sucks. Okay. If you don't know what you're supposed to do every single day when you wake up, then you will always be in a reaction system. There's a system going on. It just isn't the one that you created. The system is the system that your customers created, the system that your kid created as they're pulling you away from doing what you were supposed to be doing. So unfortunately, I got busy right before the holidays. Can you give an example of 100 days? Sure. So let's say I happen to know that you are a jewelry salesperson. So I got the other email, so I'm excited to work with you, by the way. Okay, and I know that you like affluent customers, right? So during that 100 day, you need to pick one. Is it getting brand new customers, or is it talking to your existing customers that have already purchased from you? Because where most entrepreneurs get crazy is where they keep thinking that I have to get new. Well, she already bought from me last week, so I'm not going to contact her again. And that's the worst place to be. You don't want to be there, because don't spend her money. She knows how much money she has, and she'll tell you, or he'll tell you that, you know what, maybe he's in the doghouse. Maybe he needs to buy some other things for his wife, for his girlfriend, yikes, or for his wife and his girlfriend, who knows? But it's we can't spend his money. And one of the biggest challenges that we end up having is that we think that we have a crystal ball, okay? And we think we know when the customer is going to buy. You do not have a crystal ball. You don't have one. We don't know when the customer is ready to buy. So, okay, if you don't know when the customer is ready to buy, then you absolutely cannot start and stop. You have to be consistent. But see, what happens is you're doing like I do on the diet, right? I ate great for 3 days. And I went to the bathroom and I walked this morning. I should be at goal weight. In 3 days, you jump on the scale. And when it's not exactly what you want it to be, you got the face. And then you go and you have the bad food. You say, ooh, bread is really wonderful. I love bread. It's like, no. You have to commit to going through the 100 days. You have to commit to, this is what I have. This is where I want to get to. And trust that when you get to the end of 100 days, things will be different. And then be honest with yourself, okay? And ask, did you do everything you needed to do to get you there? Because oftentimes I'll go, okay, well, did you do that? Well, did you implement the plan exactly how we wrote it? Well, I didn't get to, okay, then at least would you commit to, right? So here's what I committed with my trainer. I commit to getting here every single morning, 6 o'clock. That's my commitment. Now you get to hear my clock in the background. That's my commitment, is to get here every single morning at 6 o'clock. And I'm going to let everything else work itself out. I'm not going to jump up and on and off the scale. I'm not going to say, ooh, today's my cheat day. It just is. I needed to create a lifestyle. So how I do my 100-day plans is I create my lifestyle. So let's say during your next 100 days, you're going to commit to doing an upsell on every single person that makes a purchase from you. Okay, well, what do we need to put in place to make sure that happens every time they buy? Maybe it is, I'm going to go out and get brand new customers. So who's your target? What do they buy? What do they eat? Where do they sleep? What do they listen to? If you know those things, then let's go on the radio to where they are. Let's make the investment in the business. If we don't have a whole bunch of money, then we need to go where they are. Then that's where I like to do partnerships. So even at my telephone company, I was able to go into partnerships with them, right? Places where my customers already were. So it didn't cost me anything. All I needed to do was show up and the customers would come to me, okay? So the 100-day plan needs to be, what are you going to do every single day? If it's Get New, then you need to be at every charity event. You need to be where affluent customers are and what they're doing during this time of the year and making sure that you do it, okay? Not just hope, not just wish, but you actually do it. All right, so that's an example of a 100-day. Let's go to the next question. Next question is Cherie. Hi, Cherie. Hello, beautiful. Okay, I'm spending my 100 days tightening up my follow-up system. Awesome. And then you have a second question behind that. How structured are your 100-day plans and how flexible are they? All right, so they are a bit, they are both. They're structured and flexible. All right, so let me explain to you what I mean by that. So in the 100 days, they've got to be structured because I have to know what I'm supposed to do this month, this week, and today, okay? But they are flexible also because as I'm implementing, if the results aren't what I want them to be, then I need to go and start tweaking and start changing and maybe add something else. Maybe throw in a live Google Hangout. Really? I didn't know I'd be doing this today, but it was just kind of one of those things. I said, well, it's at the end of the month. This is when I do my live Q&A for my Emerald group. This is when I'm about to go into my last $1 Million Habits for the year. This is the last class that I'm actually ever going to do. That's me live. Everything else will be recorded. It'll be in my membership site. I'm not taking one-on-one clients anymore. I'm not doing all of these things. So I needed to be a little bit more flexible and get to my audience, get to the people who say, hey, Rochelle, I'm not able to come to your live events, but I just need to ask you a question. So today was my way of, on a different medium, of testing it out and seeing, does this work? Does it work for me? Does it work for you? Is it that one-on-one that you need from me so that you can make better decisions and so that you can consistently implement the $1 million equation? So, you know, how flexible is it? Yeah, it is a little flexible where I add in most things, but I also am very structured in that I know I have all next week is planned to the T. You know, even with my private clients, so Dr. Wells, my OBGYN, we're doing a brand new launch of a new product that's going to be gangbusters in January. Okay. But if we wait till January, he won't see results until March, and he won't see any real money until April. So we can't wait until then. So all of October, we did his plan. So we created all of his communications from his newsletters. We created his referral program with referral partners. That was his really big thing that we were doing during his 100 days. So now we created all of the content for it last month. And November comes to, he's meeting them the first week, okay? The second week, we have a gift for them that goes out. Oh, I don't have any made, but they are, they're really awesome prescription bottles that are full of candy for his doctor's assistants. So that now it sits on their bill. It looks like a prescription bottle and says, you know, when those crazy customers are giving you a headache, you can call Dr. Wells. Here, I'm a doctor, and you can come do it. All right. So those are great. So those are going out the second week. The third week, they get his newsletter, of course. The fourth week, we give the results of what the referrals have been, because we have a referral contest going on at the same time with his referral partners. Okay. By January, the momentum will be ridiculous, okay? And all of the money will start flowing in for his programs, because that's when people will be back at it. But if you haven't laid out the structure and have this plan, okay, it's not going to work. Here's normally what happens during the 100 days. The first 30 are painful. They're painful. I don't care what anybody says, they're painful, right? But by the second 30, we start making money. It's not windfalls, but we start making money at the second 30. So then the last 40 is tweaking it. Then we figure out, do we like the customer that we attracted? Do we need actually different help? What are the deliverables that we promised that we would provide? You know, if you're selling just a one-of-a-kind necklace, is this the right one that I need to be selling? Is this the custom piece that they really want? That's where we get to fine tune it. And then by the 100th day is when the right customer comes at the right time, spending the most money, because we've laid out the structure to the plan. Yeah. So the answer to your question is, how structured are you? Very structured. But are they flexible too? Yes. The only flexibility that I do not allow is the flexibility of, I don't have to do this today. Because, you know, if we were really honest, okay, if we were really honest with ourselves, I think that most of the time, the reason why we're not where we intended to go is because we quit for reasons that were not really valid. Okay, that's the nicest, easiest way to say that without being in the Rochelle, rant. But we give up way too soon, because we expect to have 100 million tomorrow, and the 100 million doesn't come tomorrow. It comes with consistent action, comes with consistent implementation, consistent 100 days, a commitment to the 100 days to make sure that you've done everything in your power to make it happen. And often that's not what happens. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. And if we're really honest, we know that. But we can create in our head whatever story that we want to convince us that, you know, the job got in the way, you know, well, because I work full time. Okay. All right. You know, okay. Sure. So, that the kids got in the way, you know, look, I got a 9-year-old who, you know, this morning I was at the gym at 6. I was back putting her in her costume. She needed me to make her whiskers because she had some really beautiful whiskers. Then after the whiskers, then I dropped her off at school. After that, I had one of my coaching clients had a breakdown. It was a shocker. I wasn't planned on doing that this morning. So I stopped everything to make sure that I could talk her off the ledge because she was having one of those days. So that went another 20 minutes. I still had to come and get beautiful. Yeah. So that I knew it's not like a webinar where I could hide behind. So I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on screen. When am I going to work that out? In between that, I'm going out of town today. So I'm driving for hours. I needed to pack the bag. I needed to pack the baby's bag to make sure that she had it ready. I also had to do my own devotion because every morning I spend at least 20 to 30 minutes with God, making sure that my head is right, I call it mental armor. It's part of $1 Million Habits. It's just a piece of things that I do to make sure that I'm clear about what I'm supposed to do for the day. I also had lots of activity because yesterday I took my mother to the doctor for her latest scan. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer last December, and her scans were all clear. And so I spent the day with her yesterday and I posted her picture on Facebook. And then, you know, what happens is the world is communicating with, you know, cousins and brothers and friends and old friends. And also this weekend is my high school reunion. So I'm going to see lots of old friends. So okay, real life gets in the way. But it definitely gets in the way when we don't have a plan, when we don't know what we're supposed to do in our 100 days. You know, and I can make them really pretty and on charts and stuff, but mine isn't like that. Mine's like this, right? It's in a notebook. Of course it's green because, you know, just like my green pen, right? So it is green. But that's what it looks like for my 100 days. And I get a one subject notebook that I put everything in the one subject notebook. So that's my myopic focus during that one subject. It's not all the way around. Yeah, when I have new ideas, they go into this one. Okay? And you see that this one has flags. So those are new things that I will implement the next 100 days. But for this one, the only thing that I do is this particular one, right? So I even love it because it says one subject on it. Probably backwards because the camera is backwards, but the one subject so that I'm clear about what is it that I'm supposed to be doing. Yes? All right, so that was a mini Rochelle rant for you, Sheree, since you say that you love them. But they're just me going, hey, you know, what the heck? I don't know. All right. Any other questions? Really quick. So I'm gonna go through mine. I'm gonna check one thing. I take a drink too. Talk so much. I talk so much. So of course my job is telling people, talking, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So let's talk about the 5 things you can do right now to change the business. Okay? Because I feel like if you're not doing these things, and you really have no chance. You don't have a chance for it to change, for it to be different, for it to be different for you. And you'll hear Dr. Phil in your ear. The best predictor for future behavior It's past behavior. Sucks, right? Sucks. But I believe that anybody can change. That anybody can change. Whatever you want to change, you can change. You can have a different business. You can get more done in the next 12 weeks than you've ever gotten done ever, throughout the busiest part of the year. Because January really is when people want to change. And that's fun to be there and be ready with your stuff so that when people are there, they've watched you over the last 12 weeks, right? And they watched it and they're ready and they go, oh, I'll wait too, because we don't have a crystal ball. If we did, then my goodness, if I did, I most certainly would already be on that beach, okay? Because everybody knows that whole story about do what you love and the money will follow. I go, okay, what I love to do is lay on the beach and eat Mexican food. And I haven't found anybody ready to pay me for that. So until then, I'll keep doing my other dream, which is helping entrepreneurs build $1 million businesses, because that's ultimately what I like to do too. All right, so if you've got your notepads out, let's write these down. They're not going to be on the screen. They're just still in my notebook. But I really want to share with you what are the 5 things that you need to do today to make sure that these next 12 weeks, the 8 to the end of the year, and the 4 after the new year starts, will set you up for 2015, okay? We want to double your income next year. And you can do it. You can do it. Most of y'all know my private client, Miles, who went from 80,000 to this year is his $1 million year, from 5 figures to 7 figures. It's crazy, but it happens. It happens. And how it happened so quickly is he finally believed in the $1 million habits. He finally started doing those $1 million habits every single day. It's important that you do them, because if you don't, the real world gets in the way and you start going, what are you talking about? And even with my client this morning who was having a bad day, it's not stuff that she doesn't know. It all hit her at one time. And she wasn't sure how to get out of it, how to get out of that jungle, right? So that's why I have the jungle theme on all this stuff. That's why MD Live is all about escaping the jungle, fighting through the jungle, because I believe that everybody that's watching today, all of those that are committed to finish strong and start stronger, are really palm trees. Absolutely palm trees, right? So why do I like the jungle theme? And I could go into, a 2-hour about the jungle and about what I get out of the jungle. But I read the scripture, so I think everybody knows that I believe in God and that I believe that Jesus saved us and saved us from our sins. So, I just want to give you a little background, okay? So in the Bible, they talk about palm trees all the time, okay? Do you know that palm trees are actually the strongest trees out there? Not a pine, not an oak, okay, big, strong oak. No, it's a palm tree. And the reason why they're all around when there are hurricanes or like on beaches and around is because when the wind comes and when the force of the hurricane is there, they bend, but they don't break. So when I read that, I went, oh my gosh, that's what it is. And that's who we are. We're palm trees. People who get this, get me. People who get entrepreneurship, get me. Because nobody wakes up in the morning and says, ooh, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's just in you, okay? Because if you do, if you just kind of wake up and decide that, trust me, you'll go back to your job. This is way too hard. It's hard to deal with your family members who think you're crazy. It's hard to deal with the credit world who they want you to have a deeper down payment because you own your own business and they think a paycheck is more consistent. Even though I go at any point I can turn on my revenue. Are you kidding me? Why would you treat me different? We get arrows all day long from unexpected friends, unexpected family, unexpected customers who take advantage of, I have a person who purchased a program, came to everyone, and then denied the credit card charge. It's like, really? Every single day, I delivered what I was supposed to do. You got results, But now you want to say that because you're going through something. I don't take that personally. I know that she must be going through something. God bless her. I'm gonna be all right because he provides for me, and he's made me resilient. He has made me into a palm tree that I will bend, but I won't break. I will bend, but I won't break, and I will not stop. I will not stop because I was put on this earth to help entrepreneurs build their own $1 million businesses, to tell them to don't stop, because there's nothing that happened to you or is happening to you in your business that I haven't already experienced. From losing it all after 9/11 to losing it all after I rebuilt it back. The guy never paid me. He never made but one payment. I was supposed to get $20,000 to $40,000 a month. Really? But I had to readjust and come back because I am a palm tree. And if you are a palm tree, you get it. You're not confused by this. You get every single thing that I'm saying to you because you know that you've been bent over. Yeah? But you also know that you are stronger than ever now. See, because I was bent over, because I lost it all and rebuilt it, now there's no doubt in my mind that whatever happens to me is to strengthen me. There is no doubt in my mind, that what's for me is for me. And whoever who tries to come against me, it's all right because I am protected. I am protected. So, all right. There you go, Cherie, another Rochelle rant. All right, so here are our 5 things that will get you through this process. Okay, here's the first one. I have to remember what it is. I want you to do an accurate assessment of your business. All right, if you've never done the Goals to Money worksheet, send me an email. You can leave a comment here on Google Plus, and we'll make sure that you get the Goals to Money worksheet. Okay, but it helps you assess where your business is right now. It helps you figure out, because we can't figure out where you're going unless we know where you are right now. Okay, we have to be honest. We have to be really, really honest. She's like, preach. I know, I can't help it. We have to be really honest and say, okay, you know what? This is where I am. This right here is where I am right now. Okay, so how do I either get out of here or how do I build upon this? What are the things I have to do? So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is start with the 3 ways to grow. So remember we talked earlier about the 3 ways to grow your business. We either have to get new customers, get your existing customers to spend more money while they're with you, or get your existing customers to come back more often. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? But most of the time, here's the problem, is that you're not thinking that way. Gotcha. I will make sure that you get the worksheet. You're not thinking that way. Let me tell you how you're thinking. Okay. How about any of you? Are y'all dancers? Any of you guys dancers? Okay. If you're not dancers, did you play music in a band or something like that? Because it's the same concept. But building your business has to be a couple of different things. And most of the time you guys are getting a tactic. So you go, ooh, I love a website. So you'll build a website. But you haven't figured out how to get traffic to the website, how to get, even if you're getting people to go there, how to get them to buy. And then they'll even go and get in your shopping cart. But you don't have a mechanism to happen after they're in the shopping cart to convert them into a buyer. Yeah? Okay. Because all you thought about is the website. Well, guess what the website is? The website is a tactic. That's all that is. That's not a strategy. It's just a tactic. So social media is a tactic. Google Plus is a tactic. I love Hangouts. I like Hangouts. You know, I do my daily rants every morning with no makeup and my Beyonce fan upstairs so that my hair is flowing. But that's it. You know, there's nothing else. I got on a Fresh Start t-shirt from my workout, from my telephone company, right? That's all I got on. But it's a tactic. It's not the strategy. There's a reason why I'm doing it. So you need to have a reason why. So here's what happens. Okay. If you are a singer, okay, when you go to singing class, they have you do the notes. Yes? La, 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 la. But that's not a song. The song is the strategy. That's not a song, right? You go to music class because you want to sing. You want to, my favorite Keisha Cole song, right? And if you get it, if he don't want to love you the right way, he ain't gonna. And where he's at is where you want to be. Okay, that doesn't come from the notes. We have to put the notes together so that they have a song. So in your business right now, you haven't put the tactics together to build a strategy. That's not what you've done. You just got tactic after tactic after tactic. And guess what? Then you start and you stop and you start and you stop, and it ain't the hustle. Okay? It's not a dance. It's just random stuff that's just out in the universe with no structure, with no way to put that together. So the third thing is you need to have some type of structure to this, a rhyme or reason. Why are you doing it? You need to ask yourself that question. Why am I on social media? Everybody says to make money. Well, that's not what social media is, though. If you realize that social media, it doesn't get you money, you being on Facebook. Because if it did, I have one of my private clients, she has 5,000 friends, okay, and a fan page. And she's like, well, what's the problem? I said, well, the problem is they're not there to pay you money. They are there to interact with you. So once you get that clear, that that's what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm there, then you need to set up your proper foundation so that they can come another way. Okay. Way number 3 is you need to pick one way to focus on. Can't be doing 15 different things because you're not that talented yet. Okay. Mariah Carey, for years, was a great singer, but she had no idea how to dance. So every time she got ready, she'd be out of breath. She'd go, because she didn't learn to dance and sing. Okay. So Beyonce, when she was a kid, Matthew Knowles, God bless him, the baby making illegitimate. Ooh, okay, we'll stop that. But Matthew Knowles made them jog every morning and sing at the same time. So that when Beyonce's on stage doing her thing, she's not out of breath. She's baby boy as the day goes by, right? She can flip it, she can do whatever, and she's not going, oh Jesus, I'm crazy in love, but I'm really tired too. Okay, that doesn't happen. So I have to teach you how to do it all at the same time. But the only way to teach you is to get you really great at one way first. Then we can add some additional ways. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Here's the 4th way, is then we create your action plan. Okay? We create the structure. Once you pick a way, once we assess the business, once we're clear about the 3 ways to grow, then we create an action plan. We look at your goals to money. We look at the best opportunities that you have available. And then exactly like we did for Dr. Wells, we create a structure. Those first 30 days are painful. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They are painful. You're gonna be mad at me. You're gonna go, oh, I hate you. It's kind of like that first week with no sugar. Okay, the first week with no coffee. That first week at the workout when she says, now pick that up. You go, but that's 30 pounds. I'm supposed to pick that up? She's like, yes, you can pick that up. Well, guess what? After 100 days, you can pick up 30 pounds. You can make it work. But it's up to you to figure out, okay, what's the plan? How do I get from here to there? You can't just run in and start trying to pick it up. All right. And then the 5th piece that you need, and this is what you need more than anything, if we tell the truth, because as Dr. Phil says, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Basically, that is, you just gonna do the same thing you did the last time. The last time you decided that this was the day, because it's not like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing in the business. You're using that you don't know as a way to make it okay, but it's not okay. I didn't know either when I started. And you're waiting for confidence. You're waiting for it to be right. You're waiting for ready. And none of those things come without action. You have to take action. Once you take action, action leads to confidence. Because once you've done it, you go, oh, okay, well, damn, why did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long? So the fifth piece of how to change your business, how to start strong for 2015, how to finish strong for 2014, is that you have to have some type of accountability. You got to have somebody in your life that understands. Okay, so it can't be your husband, can't be your kids, because they don't get it. Because guess what? What's important to them. So as much as my daughter is great for me and loves to help me, as much as my mother, as I talked about, yesterday, I took her and she's now cancer free, and we're really excited about it. As much as she encourages me, trust and know, she knows I'm going out of town today, and guess what she said? Before I leave, I need to go to the grocery store one more time. Now I already went twice this week, but I need to go one more time to get her one last thing. Because when their goals for themselves supersede your goals, it means that you can't get to where you want to be. That's it. So your accountability needs to be somebody who gets it, who gets, and that's on the same journey as you, and who gets what you are doing, so that they understand how to get from where you are. And if it is you want to build $1 million business, then let's do it. If it's you want to get to 6 figures finally, then let's do it. But you cannot get there randomly starting and stopping, not sure, not focusing on one of the 3 ways to grow a business, but just kind of all over the place. You have to commit to, this is what you want to do. So a couple of things that I definitely want to share with you is my last and final time for $1 Million Habits starts on this Monday. Okay, so it's not a lot of time for you to say, ooh, maybe I'll think about it. I'll do it the next round. You can hear my clock, my grandfather clock in my office. My stepfather gave it to my mother as a gift after they got married, and it was over 30-something years ago. So it's just my reminder that I have really wonderful people and loving parents, step on both sides, by the way, and they all got along. We vacationed together, we holidayed together. So baby mama drama, I don't understand that. So every time it rings, it just reminds me of those fun times that we had in our lives. All right. So what do I have going on? So I have $1 Million Habits, which is 12 weeks, 12 habits for you, and 12 tools to help take your business from where you are to where you want to go to. So let me tell you what's so awesome actually about this class and why I can't do it anymore live. There's not a PDF, there's not step 1, step 3, because as much as every single one of your businesses are different, we have to get a customer, we have to get a customer to stay, and we have to get a customer to pay, right? Everybody has the same universal problem. But where you are is different from where Cheryl is right now, is totally different from where Cherie is in her business, right? So Cherie's got almost all of the tools she needs. She just needs probably a couple of tweaking, right? Little hinges that are gonna open big doors for her. Where Cheryl is right now, based on just the little bit of stuff that I know, because I haven't gotten your application yet. But from where you are, you have some of the pieces together, but you're not sure how they work interactively. So what I do in $1 Million Habits is, number 1, I limit it to 10 people. It's only 10. We talk every Monday. Every Monday we spend an hour together, you and the other 10. It's not, I don't play a recording and then I show up at the end and go, hey, woo, is everybody motivated? No, you know that I'm different. You know that I'm different from everybody else out there. They're all trying to leverage this thing so that they don't have to be there. And all it does is take away from who they really are. And here's my goal. My goal is, I already had a $100 million company. I know what that looks like. I'm not trying to get there. What I do want to do is make sure that everybody who comes through me, everybody who's been around me, learns how to build their own $1 million business and gets the proper support that they need. That's my goal, is to have 1 million people with $1 million businesses, because less than 9% of all businesses open ever reach the $1 million level. Less than 3% of women-owned businesses ever reach the million. Less than 1/10 of 1%. Okay, here we go. We're live. Okay, my goodness, isn't that how it always happens? Right in the middle of it. All right, so less than 1/10 of 1% of women-owned businesses or African-American-owned businesses ever reach the $1 million level. How crazy is that? So here's the fun part of doing Google Hangouts, is that anytime Google gets mad, this is what's going to happen. But thank you so much for staying this entire hour and still being here when I came back, because, ooh, that wouldn't have been fun. So let's get some, give me a toolbox here so that I can get a question from you if you have any questions. And also make sure that we are very clear about what happens in my $1 Million Habits class. In addition to chatting every Monday, I give you a $1 million habit. Now there's about 40 of them, but where you put them in, just like the $1 million equation, there's 9 steps. But which step that you actually have is going to change where your business is and what step is appropriate. So is it, yes, I want you to have a habit? No, that's not it. That's not what I want you to do, right? It's, I may want you to not have a hangout. I may want you to create your foundation so that when the hangout happens, we're all very clear of what's supposed to happen next, yes? But that only happens when, glad you're back. Don't you love technology? I love it too. It's just, it just makes me, but you see, I'm like an old school champ. I don't care. There's nothing you can do to me. I'm a palm tree. Ooh, I just bent. And now I'm straight again. I bent and now I'm straight. One of the things that I definitely have, so let's see where my, is it here? There it is. There it is. Uh-oh, that's not it. Is I've got a couple of spaces left in $1 Million Habits. I sold it at MD Live. So when the folks came out for my live event just last week, I did it there. I spoke at Novel this week, so I have some people from there that are joining me, because it's really not for everybody. It's really for 1 or 2 who are ready to do this thing. And that's how many spaces I got left. I got 2. So if you want to join me, I'd love to have you, because it does change everything. Once the new year comes, I'm going to add some structure. I'm not going to call it $1 Million Habits. I'm going to change the name, because I really feel like this particular class is unique. We have a Google, a Facebook group that we all get together. And in that group, once a week, I teach you, what's going on. That's where you have the support that you need and the camaraderie, so that you're not doing it all by yourself. There are 9 other people that are exactly with you that can help you, that can show you how it works and support you through it. Hold your hand and make sure that you get to where you want to go. So I just tried something new, and hopefully it works. In the showcase, or maybe on your screen, you'll see that there is a link to $1 Million Habits. If you don't see that, then just kind of let me know, and I'll put that underneath in the other things. But at $1 Million Habits is where you can see where it is. And actually, I normally do $1 Million Habits for about $1,000, because it is, really, it's 12 weeks. It's 12 weeks of my time. I am live on every single call, giving each person, I started out the first time I did it, I gave everybody the same habit. Some people were more advanced, they weren't really ready, or it just didn't work. So I changed it. So now I give you custom habits each time. So you'll get a habit that's where you are, and based on your goals to money sheet of where you told me what's the best opportunity and what you're going to do. And then I'm going to hold you accountable, right? So one-on-one coaching, I don't take any anymore because there's not enough time, but this is a way that you can still get me. You'll still get me for 10 minutes. You get it every week. And sometimes that's all you need is just me for 10 minutes so that you know where you're supposed to go to next, what happened. And this is the thing that Cherie asked earlier about our 100-day plans. Should they be structured or flexible, right? So during this 100-day period, you're going to have some moments where it's going left and I'm going to need to jump in and fix it. Or you're going to say, you know what, Rochelle, I did what you said, but it didn't work. So one of the challenges we had during the last class is one of the gals did an email campaign. And she said, okay, I sent it out, but nobody bought. So I looked at her email, and one of the things was it was very hard to purchase the product. She was having the customer go through 15 different steps in order to purchase. I'm like, yikes, no, you can't do that, beautiful. Okay, so I created what it needed to look like, sent it over, gave her 2 examples, gave her the copy that she needed. She did it and ended up making, I think it was $2,500 in 1 week. Because when you get it the right way, then it works. Yes. So it's making sure that as you are implementing, I'm there going, how many times have you ever went to write a newsletter or done one of the things, you've been reading my books for a while. So have you ever sat there and go, damn, I wish I could just ask Rochelle this really quick question. Well, this is a way, because then on Mondays, you can ask the question. And often as you're hearing me answer the other 10 people's questions, it will help you figure out, okay, what's going on? Is this right? Is this wrong? What's the next stop for me? What's the next step for me? What happens next? Because that's really what you're missing in the strategy piece is what happens to the customer. What happens to the prospect? Okay, I got them to opt into my site. Then what happens? Okay, I got the person to come into my store, but then what happens? Yes, I got the customer to buy, but then what happens? Okay, I got them to come back twice, but now what happens? How do I extend them? How do I expand them? How do I get my referral partners to keep sending me referrals? Hey, Rochelle, I got this great guy. He says he loves what I'm doing. He says he can't wait to refer to me, but what do I give him? So we create the things that you give him. All of the easy, effortless thing to make sure that January, because this goes through the end of January. So we start next Monday. We take off 1 week for Christmas. And then we come back and we do it. Or maybe it's Thanksgiving week. I can't remember how the Mondays flow, but we do take some time off. They're all recorded. You have our private Facebook group where we spend some time together. But you get exactly what you need for that week, and you go and implement it based on what your product is, what your goal is, where you want to go. So now it's just up to you making a decision on, is that what you'd like to do? You don't see it. Oh, no. Okay, well, let's see if we can put it somewhere else. Let's see, here's a chat. So I'm going to put it here in the group chat. Here you go. So there is a 3-payment option for you. It is $600, I believe it is, or 3 payments of $200. So you can pay it in the next 3 months. So as you're going through it, of course, you can make it so that it works for you, right? But if you really want to make sure that January starts off with a bang, I can't guarantee that you're going to make money immediately because I don't know what you are going to do. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to know that I'm going to show up. I know that I'm going to do and give you all the tools you need. But I don't know how you are going to take this opportunity, if you're going to be there every Monday, if you're going to do the things that need to happen during this. But it definitely is a way. Okay, do you see it now in the chat? Let me go back to your Q&A and make sure that that you can actually see it. Let me know if you can see it, if you can't see it. It is RochelleShaw.com/million-dollar-habits with an S. If you can't see it, I will actually put it over here to say something. Here is the link. Make sure that it is there. All right, share. Okay, now that it should be there too, so that you can see where it is, how it's working, how it's all, you know, then you get caught up over on the wrong page. So let me get out of there because that's not where I'm supposed to be. Now let me get back to you. How's that? All right, now I do not, Cheryl, you still don't see it in the chat? Okay, I put it on the actual event page, so it's under where we are. After we're all done, you'll probably get shared it. If in fact that you go to get it and the 2 spots are already taken, I will immediately refund your money and let you know, just so that you don't have to worry about it, okay? And as long as I do it by the end of the day, then it'll never even like be taken out or show up on your card or something like that. But I'd love to have you so that we can have a good time together and I can really take you from where you are to where you need to be. All right. Okay. Any last questions before? It was supposed to be an hour and now we've gone 75 minutes. I thank you so much for hanging in there with me as we had some malfunctions today, some technology ones. I'm going to drink some water and then I'll just wait for your last question. Especially questions about your business, not so much. I see it on the event page. Yay, yay. Okay, I did it right, right? Technology, we have to love that. Awesome. Decadent Butters, I would love to have you, beautiful. I don't get to see your picture, but I can't imagine with Decadent Butters, you have to be just absolutely stunning. So can't wait to get to meet you. With that and the process of how all of these things work, you know, is it that you need to be in a full-time, you know, work mode during this time? No, no. You know, I'm going to teach you how to work smart. Okay, it's not about working 10 hours. Look, I only get 6 hours a day to work on my stuff. I drop my kid off at 9 o'clock and I'm back in my office. I drop her off at 8:15. I'm back sitting in my chair at 9 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, I have to be back on the road to go get her. Okay, so it's not that I'm going to teach you how to just work. Hard working is, I don't do hard work. I do smart work. So we give you the things that you want to do. I'm so glad that I caught you here. I'm at work, but I'm tuned in. All right, see, work works. Okay, I love jobs. Jobs fund. You know, it's better than any loan you'll ever get. So, you know, when I rebuilt back my $1 million business, nobody would give me a loan. They wouldn't give me a loan. They didn't give me, I didn't have any credit cards because I had filed bankruptcy. I didn't have a rich uncle because we don't have it like that. Okay, nobody in my family is rich. So it was, how in the world am I going to build back this $1 million business? What am I going to have to do? And so I got really creative about learning how to build a business with no money, because it was never about having money. If money is what's keeping you from your implementation in your business, then that's the main reason why you need to take a class like this, because you need to learn that it's not about having $1 million. It's not about having $200,000 to get you $1 million. It's about creating the proper strategy that will use your assets to get you from here to where you want to go. Okay. And I'm not saying that we don't need some type of implementation budget. Yes. Okay. But even if it's $100 a month, then we're going to maximize that $100 and using it for things that work, not for things like getting 5,000 business cards, because you're never going to reach 5,000 people. Stop it. Stop it. It's not so that you can now get a new banner made. Okay, that's not what we should be using your $100 for. We should be using that to contact referral partners, people who can bring you a boatload of people, not two, not one. Okay, because then once we get the boatload, then we get more money, and then we can implement it into making prettier graphics, making things that'll work. But it's about you making the decision to start where you are, using your existing assets, whatever they are. Look, I didn't have any. Okay, I didn't think. But then when I started to think about it, I said, well, wait a minute. I have a friend that owns a payday loan company. I wonder if he'll let me rent from him. And I say friend, but he really wasn't a friend. It was a guy who had the building next to my telephone company. We waved a couple times, but we didn't know each other. And I went to him and I said, hey, I can't get my own place to rent because of the bankruptcy. I've been to your location. Doesn't have a lot of people going through there. You have one girl sitting there and it's 1,800 square feet. Can I come and just hang out and borrow some space? He said, absolutely. I said, I'll pay you as soon as, we get some customers. He's like, not a problem. So he gave me 3 months free. By the end of the 3rd month, guess what? The end of 100 days, because I already told you that in 100 days, things turn around. I had enough to make the partial payment. So he didn't even make me pay half the rent, even though I was taking up 80% of the space. So you have assets. It's just you haven't used the existing assets because you're scared to call. You want it to be right. You want it to be ready. And all those things are fear. All those things are getting in the way of you being that strong palm tree that I know that you can be. All right. Any last questions before I jump off and finish packing and head off to California so that I can see my friends from high school and elementary school? And that's going to be fun. But it's going to be an amazing weekend. And my little cheetah girl, because my daughter is a cheetah this weekend, she's like, I'll have to post the picture so you can see how cute she was in her costume with the tail. I mean, just absolutely cute. So any last questions? If you have one, let me know so I can answer it for you live on air while I'm here, specifically about your business. Just let me know how it works and I can help you. Once again, it's at RochelleShaw.com, $1,000,000-habits. On that page is all the information of how it works. 12 weeks we get to spend together, which are the best way that I've found so that you can finish strong and start stronger for 2015. I'd love to learn more about your business and really help you get the business you deserve. I always have to stop and take a breath when I say that, because I know that most of my entrepreneurs that come to me see it. They see this big business, but they are unsure of how to get there. I want to show you how to get there. I want to show you what steps to take. And I just giggled because I looked at this video and I go, oh my gosh, I made an expression exactly like my dad. I lost my dad last December, so this will be the first holidays without him. But I'm a palm tree. And I'm going to bend and I'm not going to cry, but that looked exactly like him. Woo, that caught me off guard. Okay. Any last questions so that I can help you? Thank you for joining me on my very first live hangout where I got Q&A and where you could ask me questions. My next Rochelle rant will be Monday, and that's episode 32. So if you haven't seen those, you can go check them out. If you are not already on my website or checking out the things that I do, if we are not connected, let's connect. So go to my website at RochelleShaw.com. You can tweet me, which is in the stuff below me here at the hashtag at Rochelle Shaw and the hashtag the $1 Million Equation. I'll find that one. I am on Instagram at Rochelle Shaw. I'm on Twitter. I am on Facebook. Official Rochelle Shaw is my Facebook page. And then I have the $1 Million Habits special group. That's just for those that have decided to join me for the next 12 weeks. Well, I want to say thank you so much. This is fun, and we got to do it again, yeah? And let me know if there's anything else that I can do for you. Just leave in the comments, send me an email. On my website, there's a contact place that goes to my assistant, but Constance is great, and she'll make sure that I get them while I'm driving to California this afternoon. All right. Thank you, everybody, and I love you for free. Mwah. Go make it happen, and we'll talk soon. All right. See you. Bye.